Good evening, I'm Kathy Pharr. A jury in Washington has found former White House aide Oliver North guilty of 3 criminal charges, but it found him not guilty of 9 others. North was convicted of falsifying and destroying documents, of accepting an illegal gift, and of giving Congress a false chronology of events during the Iran-Contra affair. North faces a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison and a $750,000 fine. He'll be sentenced June 23rd. We talked with several Louisvillians about the North verdict, and a common thread ran through most of their reactions. Judge Gerhard Gazelle set June 23rd again as the date for that sentencing of North. In a few hours, the space probe Magellan will be launched into orbit. This afternoon, the carrier of the probe, the space shuttle Atlantis, lifted off from Earth. Rain and winds had threatened to scrub the mission, but with just 5 minutes to go in its launch window, the shuttle blasted off. First order now for the 5-man crew is to launch the Magellan. The space probe will make a 15-month trip to Venus and send back pictures of the surface below. The rest of the 4-day shuttle mission will be spent on experiment. Police are trying to find out who killed a Hayden, Indiana man. 24-year-old Andy Martin was found shot to death in his home overnight. Police say Martin had been shot several times. His wife is thought to have been in the house at the time of the killing. She ran to a neighbor's house to call the police. The investigation is continuing. A man walking the picket line outside a Columbus, Indiana plant was hit today by a car driven by a replacement worker. The man was taken to the hospital complaining of neck, leg, and arm pains, but the hospital says it showed no signs that he was actually hurt. About 1,100 workers have been on strike at the Arvin plants since Monday. Students from across the state say they are fed up with the education system in Kentucky. Today, a group representing students from all of the state-supported universities flew across Kentucky. The group is trying to build support for education reform in the state. The students say to have a better education system, people should be prepared to make commitments and sacrifices.
Higher education does affect everyone in the Commonwealth, whether they know it or not. Jobs, just general overall economic prosperity.
The group has put together a list of proposals, among them more funding for poorer school districts. And another battle is brewing over how the state should educate school bus drivers. It started yesterday when the Department of Education decided not to begin a safety program for drivers, saying it was just too expensive. A bus safety task force wants bus drivers to get extra safety training. That would cost the state about $250,000, and the Department of Education says it doesn't have the money. Today, at a bus safety task force meeting, members read a statement by Governor Wilkinson saying the Department of Education should find the money, and the chairman, Milo Bryant, agrees.
I know you don't have the final say, but if you said in all these meetings and all the things we said we wanted to do and agreed to do, if you're not going to do them, you're not going to do them for the safety of our children, then I want the responsibility to fall where it belongs.
Those representing the school board said it would be useless to require something local schools can't even afford. Wilkinson suggested taking some of the $800,000 the Department of Education spends on furniture and equipment and using it for driver safety training. Well, there's more rain in the forecast from WAVE-TV meteorologist John Belsky. The rain will end this evening, but there's another chance of showers late tonight. We'll have a low of 53. Tomorrow will be partly sunny with the chance for an afternoon thunderstorm. The high will be near 70. And Derby Day will be windy and cold with a few brief rain showers, possibly mixed with sleet. The high only 55. Many of the celebrities in the Pegasus Parade today attended a luncheon at Churchill Downs. Lee Meredith drew quite a crowd, including County Judge Executive Harvey Sloan. Parade Marshal Danny Sullivan was also on hand. Sullivan is a native of Louisville. Another local favorite showed up, country singer Patty Loveless. And you probably know this fellow as the resident nerd Ralph on the hit show Dear John. He is Harry Groner. And this man is Mike Cutt, the World Tobacco Auctioneering Champion.
Thank you very much.
Mike can speak 500 words a minute. That's the news to this hour. We'll have more news throughout the evening and on Nightcast at 11 o'clock on WAVE-3. Have a good evening.
Being cool, you'll find it's a state of mind. you'll have the saddest thrill. You'll love that rally taste, fresh and hot right off the grill. Well, there's chili dogs, chicken sandwiches too, and those one-of-a-kind rally fries and delicious rally Q. All right! You don't need a lot of dough. Feel into rallies when you're on the go.
There's a magic moment that happens only in May, only in Kentucky, when generations and tradition come together and are emblazoned in a coat of roses. Once again, the Caroga florists are proud to share in the tradition.
Don't miss Donahue tomorrow at 4, only on Wave 3.
Come home to the best, only on NBC.
Wave 3 News this hour, I'm Jackie Hayes. Oliver North won 9 and lost 3. That's the verdict in his trial. Guilty on 3 charges and not guilty of 9 others. The Space Shuttle Atlantis lifted off with barely 5 minutes left in the time it had to launch. The shuttle is in orbit now, where it will send a space probe to the planet Venus. Despite the lousy weather, the Pegasus Parade wander down Broadway is scheduled with thousands of spectators huddled under umbrellas and in raincoats. We'll have more news in 1 hour.
I like your picture, Justin. Is that you? Yeah, that's me. This is my baby sister. She cries a lot. Who are they? That's my aunt and that's my uncle. Where's your grandparents? I don't get to see my grandparents much because they don't live around here. I don't get to see mine much either because they're always working or playing tennis or golf.
It's not easy being a grandparent. Join Jackie Hayes for Grandparents, a New Generation on Wave 3 News.
Monday on an Alf baby boom, meet his new, brother.
You use that to christen the baby.
Then the Hogans are back with a new house guest.
Hi, I'm drooling.
Then,
You're unsafe.
Tom Cruise, Kelly McGillis, Top Gun follows an all-new night of comedies Monday.
Wave 3 News this hour, I'm Don Schroeder. 2 Kentuckians are among the 5 Marines killed today when their helicopter crashed in France. Corporal Terry Miles from Ashland, Corporal Lansden Good of Paducah died when the chopper clipped a high-tension power line and exploded. Sources in Lebanon say 2 German doctors have been kidnapped. The 2 were doing humanitarian work in that country. The Space Shuttle Atlantis is ready to launch a space probe toward Venus. Atlantis lifted off Cape Canaveral today. More news in 1 hour here on Wave 3.
Why is everyone watching The Feud?
For the thrills, for the laughs, for the surprises.
Good answers. Catch the fun on The Feud.
Weeknights at 7:30 on Wave 3.
Weekdays, come home to Wave 3 for an afternoon of great entertainment, beginning at 4 o'clock with Hollywood Squares, hosted by John Davidson. Followed at 4:30 by Dick Clark and the $100,000 Pyramid. At 5 o'clock, Bob Eubanks is back with those unpredictable couples on the new Newlywed Game. And at 5:30, court is in session with Judge Wapner presiding on the People's Court. 4 great shows we know you'll enjoy. Weekdays beginning at 4 on Wave 3.
All your favorite quick draw stars are here to play.
A couple of Van Goghs in here, probably, I'm sure.
Win, lose, or draw.
Weeknights at 7:30 on Wave 3.